What is going on right here? All right, everyone, it's the middle of August. Today's supposed to be around 100. I'm out here super early to get a jump on today before the heat gets here. So this video, I'm just gonna show y'all what I'm doing here in the middle of August, dealing with certain things. I'm gonna show you some crops that's kind of blowing my mind. We're gonna plant some stuff that I bought from a store. They were on sale, so I was like, you know what, I'm getting them. And it's just gonna be a laid back video, just honestly letting you behind the curtain, show you what I do here, or what I'm planning on doing here, or actually what I'm doing right now here in Zone 9A, Spring, Texas, in the middle of August with the heat. Okay, so I just showed that bee on this flower. Now this is a Lofah flower, and they are all over, obviously, all these Lofah plants. Just, I mean, seriously, like just everywhere. Now these plants are growing like crazy, and I need to harvest. So let me harvest something, but before we get to that, let me show you these vines over here. Now, I showed you just a second ago. These are all Ayote squash vines. Even all this brown in here, because they've died. Vine borers got them, I'm assuming. Especially since they look like that. But you can still see I've got lots of life of the Ayote squash. To where it's even coming across, coming up, and even that flower, or that gourd right there, that squash got pollinated. But look at this thing, it's going all the way across. I love it. But did you notice the white flowers? Okay, so these flowers right here are not the Ayote squash. These are the snake bean. Now, I grew this last year, did a harvest and taste on it. Thing tastes great. I haven't had one growing yet until now. Yesterday, I was in here looking at all the peppers. What I thought were yellow reapers, I believe, are 7-pot peppers now, because these do not have the stinger on the bottom of the pepper like reapers do. So honestly, I'm not sure if the packaging got mislabeled. I know I didn't mislabel when I was planting them, but either way, never had 7 pots growing, so that's pretty cool. Still would really like to have reapers. But the snake bean. So I was in here yesterday, and I just happened to look up, and guess what I have growing? That right there is a snake bean. Now look at the crazy shape of this thing. What's really wild about it is the texture. It feels like a snake, y'all, which is absolutely unnerving, but really cool at the same time. I'm gonna harvest that here in a little while when I film a short for that. But I'm gonna put the link to the video where I did the taste test on this bean. They call it a bean. It tastes like a zucchini or like a squash to me, but very good. Just the texture is very strange. But I'll put a link to that video up right here. If you've never grown it, it's definitely a bit finicky, I'm not gonna lie. Getting those white flowers pollinated has been pretty much a pain in the butt, and I've just allowed nature to do its thing. Whether they were pollinated or not, I left it up to nature. I wasn't doing self pollinating on those. And I think the main reason they're such a pain is because they're white flowers. You know, in nature, if you notice, most flowers for vegetables are yellow. It's because yellow is that color that bees and pollinators see really well and go toward. They hone in on it. White, not so much, at least from everything I've read and researched. So that might be why that vine is such a pain in the butt to get pollinated. Not really sure, kind of spitballing on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's the reason. What else did I want to show? Hold on. We had some other stuff going on over here. I'm debating taking out all the tomatoes and freeing up this entire bed. I haven't decided yet. I keep going back and forth on it. And the main reason I'm not sure is because of that right there. I'm still getting tomatoes, yo. Now, I'm not getting a ton of tomatoes, especially for how much space they all take up. But it's the why do I keep wanting to say the beginning? But it's the middle of August, and I still have a lot of tomatoes being formed. Oh, there's another one right in there. So I've kind of gone all in with the tomatoes this year. So I'm just debating whether I want to take them out, maybe take out half of them, start planting cucumbers and green beans, fall crops in this area, or do I just want to leave them? I haven't decided. I also need to find an area where I want to start planting radishes, because that's right around the corner. And what I'm thinking for that, and this is going to be a little controversial on my part because of how much I love this crop, which is okra, but look how bad they look, y'all. They're falling over from the heat. I cannot keep them watered enough to keep this from happening. Every day I come out here, I have more and more of these canes, these plants just falling over. It's kind of driving me nuts. This has been a year where honestly I have not been able to stay up on the okra. Usually I'm a lot better at maintaining my okras to where I can get them harvested young or small, get them inside, can and pickle and all that. And I haven't been able to do any of that this year. The okra have just gotten away from me like so much, to where all I'm basically doing now is harvesting them, drying out the seeds and saving the seeds so I can put them in packages and give them out at seed swaps or mail them to friends or whatever. So I'm debating taking out the okra. If you look at it, basically from here, these okra plants from Africa are doing great, so I'll probably leave those. But from here all the way to about right there is about 10 feet, maybe 12 feet. That's a lot of real estate that I could get other stuff planted in. So haven't decided yet. I did actually start the okra really early this year, like 2 months before I usually start it. Guess something's going on. So again, I started these really early this year. Usually the plants aren't this tall at this time of the year. They're usually like this middle of September. And so I'm not really used to them being as tall as they are right now with all this heat. And that's probably, I probably just started them too soon. At least these varieties. Those right there are doing fantastic. I mean, look at them. They look great. Totally different type of okra plant too, right? Like looking at that one as opposed to those. Completely different plant. So that's kind of what I'm spitballing right now, whether I'm going to take out the okra and the tomatoes or if I'm just going to leave them. I'm curious what everyone else is doing, especially if you're in the Houston area or Zone 9A, anywhere across the country where we're dealing with this heat, the humidity and everything. If y'all are going through the same things, if you're thinking the same things, hey, I need to take this out to start doing this, but I don't really want to take this out because of this reason, that reason. Just really curious. So drop it in the comments. I'm anxious to hear what everyone else is doing, especially if you're having the same issues that I'm having. Now, this bed, look how good those sweet potatoes are doing. Doing fantastic. I was really worried because this section of the garden gets so much heat from the sun just coming straight in here and baking this bed. That's why the blackberries look how they do. Plus, I still really need to take care of them and trim these things up for next year. But you can see the sweet potatoes, love heat, are doing so good right here. So that makes me happy. And then the last thing I kind of wanted to show everyone real quick. Last week I did the video where I put this netting up. Look how good the squash plants are doing inside that netting. Doing fantastic, y'all. Even the peanut plants right back here, doing great in there. And the ones that I have out here, where I had to put the mothball water around them, are actually doing really good. Knock on wood, but I don't think the squash vine borer moth has found them yet. So, that's an update on those. And then these beans right here. Look at how well these things are growing. I'm already starting to harvest a lot of the black-eyed peas, like right here. All of these are black-eyed peas. All of these are a different type of cowpea. I forgot the name of it, but I'll put it up right here. These are doing fantastic. Oh, I even have more tomatoes growing. Check it out. So look at those right there. I didn't see from the other side. Those I need to go ahead and harvest. Now I don't have any of the big beefsteaks growing right now, but it's in the hundreds. Most plants, once the temperatures reach 95 and up, the flowers don't really do anything. It's too hot even for the flowers to open or to be pollinated. Doggone mosquitoes. So, but these tomatoes are doing so good, I'm thinking of just leaving them. I don't know. I'm constantly back and forth on that. Check out this dragonfly. It's gorgeous. Hopefully it'll stay here, not fly off. Look how pretty that is. Y'all see it? Always dealing with weeds. Always dealing with weeds. But again, I'm back and forth on what to do with the tomatoes and picking weeds. I swear, if you're not picking weeds every time you're in the garden, you're lucky. Or you just got a crazy weed infested garden. Now I am noticing something looking at these tomato plants. Notice how the tops are eaten and gone. There's no leaves. It's usually a hornworm. I'm looking. Maybe a bird got it. But that is definitely some sort of damage from a critter of some kind. I am not seeing it anywhere. I'll have to come out tonight with the black light, see if I can find it. But considering there's nothing else really damaged here, I'm sure a bird got it. I have birds in here all the time. Little tiny miniature garden tour there, just kind of giving you an idea of what I'm doing, thinking, dealing with, all that. What I want to do is get some stuff planted that need to get planted. Problem is I don't know where to plant stuff. Do y'all have this problem? So I'm definitely going to plant some stuff right in here. This bed is just constantly not producing, even though I've got a really cool looking pepper right here. Of course I don't know what it is because the plant marker is gone. Put that squash in 2 days ago and look how good it's doing so far. The peppers look terrible. This bed, you know, I just have issues with it. But anyway, all right, let me show you all what I got. So I've got these black Hungarian peppers that I have grown from seed. I've got 3 of these plants. Need to get them figured out where I'm going to put them. We got some jalapeno pepper plants. Again, these were all like $1, I think. Really, really cheap. More of them. We got some habaneros. These are looking terrible right now, even though I've been watering them. It's just so hot. Pineapple sage. I need to get out there somewhere. We got some habaneros. Again, some thyme. Great, great companion plants right here. Thyme. Some onion and garlic chives. What are these? These are the garlic ones. We got some onion chives. So these are basically what I need to get planted. I think what I'm gonna do is pretty much plant all of them in that one bed that I just showed, where I had the corn earlier in the year. I'm gonna plant them all really close together and let's just see what they do. I mean, it's the middle of August. I still have probably 3 months of heat, 4 months of heat here, so these pepper plants can really take off, produce, and all that. The sage and the thyme and the garlic are actually going to be planted in the front yard. At least most of these I'm going to plant in the front yard, along with my rosemary that I have up front in that bed. And that's just to bring a little bit of a different something to the front yard up there. I thought, why not? Let's do something up front instead of everything always being in the back. So let me get all these moved. We'll go ahead and get them planted, show you how I plant them, what I use to plant them, and all that. Oh, I also have these cabbages. Forgot all about these. Those I'll probably plant off camera because I don't know where I'm going to put them. It's always the issue with me. I have so much growing here. I don't know where to put things. And usually that means I have to start taking things out. So let me grab those real quick. We'll get them planted right here. And then, y'all, that's pretty much it for this video. What I was going to do, I still need to harvest those loofahs. Let me show you that here in a second. What I was going to do is show me cleaning up all this nastiness. I mean, all that brown is just driving me nuts. And then this wall is just beyond driving me crazy. Now, if you're wondering what these are Rampincotti zucchinis. I planted inside about a month and a half ago, put them out here in that bed about 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and look at them. They're doing good. Hopefully pretty soon they'll be at the top and start producing my favorite squashes or zucchinis, which are the Rampincotti. So good. Everything else down there, I still haven't decided what I'm going to do. Probably a lot of peas coming in that area really soon, probably. All right, Chad. All right, so I've got all the peppers over here. What I'm going to do is just get them planted. I know the 3 types of peppers that I have here: jalapenos, habaneros, and serranos. I'm not going to label which ones are which because, well, as they grow, I'll know which ones are which. Not really tripping on that. But how many do I have? 2, 4, 6. So I have 8 plants. I'm just going to get them all planted right here, get them watered in really well, and go from there. Now, as you see me planting everything, you're going to see me dusting the bottom of each of the holes. What I'm using is a mixture of blood meal and bone meal, along with just a basic vegetable fertilizer. I believe this is Dr. Earth. I can't remember what I put in that container, but I just do a handful, throw it in, put the plant in, and then we're going to do a really good watering, as you see me doing right now. Water everything in really good, especially because it's early in the morning. The sun isn't up yet, but it's going to be very hot today, so we want to make sure that these plants they don't get, messed up or wilted by the sun that will be coming very soon. And yeah, pretty much done now. So now that these are all planted, I guess that's pretty much it for the video, y'all. All right, y'all, before we end this, let me go ahead and harvest one of these loofahs, which, as you can see, that one is dried out. It's brown. That's when you know it's ready to harvest. When they look like that, they are not. They'll go from this green to yellow to brown. Once they're brown, they are dried out and ready to go. Look at that big old giant loofah. Now, this one is actually a little softer than I'm used to when they turn brown. Usually they're really hard, shelled, skinned, and you can kind of hear the seeds rattling around inside. So I'm gonna have to dry this out for another day or two, which is fine, no big deal. I'm gonna put it on the heat mat inside and get her dried, then get the seeds out and harvest the loofah. All right, everyone, but that's the video for today. Again, I just wanted to show y'all what I'm doing in the garden. Not every video is all about teaching. Even though I did kind of show y'all what I do when I'm planting crops, I use that mixture, that blood meal, bone meal, and now a basic vegetable fertilizer at the bottom of every hole of any kind of plant or seed that I plant. And that just gives the plant a boost to start sending the roots out, taking care of the plant, fertilizing the plant, so forth and so on. So if y'all enjoyed this video, if you got anything out of it, if nothing else, I hope y'all are thinking about what's going on in your garden, what you should be starting to think about coming down the road with fall right around the corner, especially if you're in the northern states. y'all, your fall is a lot sooner than my fall. So start thinking about all that. But if you enjoyed this video, do me the 3 favors: share, like, and subscribe to this channel if you've not done so already, and join this fast-growing community of like-minded gardeners here on YouTube. As always, everyone, take care. May God continue to bless each and every one of you. Shine bright, harvest hard, make sure you're in your garden preparing for fall. It's around the corner. I know I keep saying that, but I'll talk to y'all again real soon. Bye.